Have you ever been so close to a major setback that it felt like your business might not survive? What would you do differently if you could turn back the clock? In the upcoming session, I almost crashed my business, then I got smarter. Our panelists will share candid stories of high-stakes mistakes, the lesson they learned the hard way, and the strategies that transformed potential failures into growth opportunities. This is the chance to learn firsthand how top executives turned critical moments into stepping stones for success. Please put your hands together for Pankaj Kumar, founder and CEO of Bowl'd Masala. The stage is all yours.
That's great, being lucky. You want to use it? Mike. Oh, okay, yeah, awesome. That's great. Hi, guys. My name is Pankaj Kumar. I am a founder or franchisor of Bowl'd Masala. I started this business, Bowl'd Masala, at the time of COVID. COVID hit, and I was sitting at home for quarantine for 2 weeks. In that 2 weeks, I was thinking what is going on in my office. So you have a corporate office where you have corporate politics is going on, and you're sitting at home, nobody's picking up your call, you have no idea what is going on. So I was thinking that, okay, I'm gonna get fired. Do I have a job? What should I do? And I was working throughout my 27 years in the fast casual restaurant. So I decided that, okay, I want to start a restaurant. So I sit down and I was talking to my wife. I said, hey, I want to start my own business. I need to have a plan B. So she said, what do you want to do? I was like, well, I want to start a restaurant. She said, are you crazy? Restaurants are closing down. Why you want to start a restaurant? Do something else. I was like, I don't know anything else. I need to start a restaurant. And I started doing some research. I came to know about a cloud kitchen. Now, cloud kitchen is something which is low investment, and everything is online. You order food through the Uber, Grubhub, DoorDash, and you get delivered. But you have no clue the food is coming from which kitchen, where, is there any restaurant, there's no restaurant, it's on the cloud. So I was like, okay, this is great. I took this space, signed up the lease for 1 year. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna figure out what to do. Meanwhile, I got a call from my office saying that, okay, hey, you have to come back to work because you are essential business, part of the essential business. So I have to go back to work, and 10 to 5, I was working. And because I had a space and there is no time restriction, because being in a cloud, you can open anytime. You can swipe open and you swipe close. So what I did, I started my kitchen 6 in the evening till 1 o'clock in the night, and used to do delivery. I was a one-man, so I started with myself. I used to go set up a kitchen, and now there was a facility for me being in a cloud kitchen. You can set up multiple kitchens, multiple brand. And I had almost 10 to 12 brands. Every brand is serving something different, either chicken wings, burger, fried chicken, Indian food, all sort of products. And I used to call every single customers next day and see, hey, how was the food? What do you like? What do you hate? And I collected the data. I did it for 1 year. So first 6 months, it was great. It was amazing. Sales was going up. One man show, we are doing $40,000, $50,000 a month. I was like, wow. But after 6 months, when the COVID start fading and people start going back to work, right? So they start going out and eating food. So sales start dropping. Then I realized, okay, this bubble is gone. Now I have no choice to do something else. In between, one of my customer who came to my cloud kitchen, and he was like, where is your restaurant? I was like, no, this is not a restaurant. It's just a kitchen. You can collect your food if you pick up, or you order online. I said, like, what? Your food deserves to be in a better place. And I was like, okay. So he said, let me connect you to somebody. and they are a developer in Wilmington, Delaware. So they were building a beautiful food place. It's called Food Hall. They gave me a space for the 400 square feet, small, tiny space. Meanwhile, I knew that, okay, I have 20 items which I'm going to sell. I decided a name and set up the entire restaurant. It did well. It was successful. So once they start building a second location, which was in Houston, so they said, okay, I want you to come and open a store in Houston. I was like, all right. So there's one location is 4 hours from the flight, and one location which is 2 hours by road. So for me, it was a pressure to build the entire process in place so people can, whoever is working in the restaurant, they should be able to do things by themselves. And once I set up entire process, I can see that the Houston location is run by Nico. He is from Mexico. He has no clue about the food. He was following my process, and the customer review was 4.5, 4.7, 4.8, and where I had another team in Wilmington, they were young kids. They were running it, 2-3 kids. They were running the store, and I see 4.5, 4.6. So I realized that, okay, this is great. I have a good review. I have a process and system in place, and it's working. Now, after a year, I start getting a feedback that, hey, do you like to franchise because you have 2 different locations? And I was like, okay, I haven't thought about the franchising. So I went to the lawyer. I was like, look, I have a concept, and I thought I have a great concept. I'm going to franchise it. So we sat down with the lawyer. We work on the costing and realized $120,000 to franchise your business. And I was like, wow. So I start thinking that, okay, this money, if I invest on myself, I learned the franchise processing. I learned the franchise law. Maybe I can give a time for a year or 2, but it's going to stay with me, right? I don't have to go back to someone for every contract or every changes or anything else is happening. And I can help somebody else if they want to grow. People like me who has a smaller operations and they want to transit and become a franchisor. So I went to Palm Beach University. From there, IFPG, became a franchise consultant. And I had another 600 brands to sell, right? So if somebody walks in and said, okay, hey, Pankaj, maybe I don't like the food business. Do you have any other options? So the now lead generation was happening, and I was using that to sell 600 other brands. In that process, what happened, we realized that the food, what we were selling it, and the trend was changing. Trend is changing towards the healthy food, right? And we were seeing that customers are walking to us and say, hey, this is healthy, but can you make it more, lunch-oriented? And that's where, most of the time when you go to Indian restaurant, you're going to see they open 4 in the evening till midnight, because this is not something which you eat and go back to your desk. And it's not really easy to eat as well. So, if you go to the Indian restaurant, they have a small bowls and all those items, and you have a carb. So what we thought, okay, let's just start working towards how we can make it as a healthier option. And we did okay, let's build a bowl where you have a basmati rice, you have a protein on the top, and a lot of veggies. So as a customer, you start eating from veggie, go to the protein and carbs. So it's become sustainable, it's not heavy, it's great. You're getting your veggies, you're getting your protein, what you require, and a little bit of carbs. So sustainable energy. And now after that, we start seeing that, okay, lunch crowd is start increasing. And we see that, okay, people like that concept. And then we start franchising from there. So now we have 7 locations all over, and we are opening 5 more by end of this year. So we are looking at somewhere to hit our target of 15 locations by end of this year, if possible. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can interact. I'm open, because I know I'm standing alone here. So Yeah, go ahead. Just say it. Yes. No, yeah, that's right. So it's all about similar size of warehouse. You convert that into a small kitchen. It's like a full-fledged apartment. You take a bag, you walk in, and you start. So they build the entire kitchen for you. All right. Fear was there. First, this business has started with the fear of losing my job. That was number one. So, because I came from England, and always we see that when you're working as an employee, and if you're not performing, then you have 90 days of the period where you go through your performance review and opportunity for you to improve, and then you get fired or you stay, right? But when I came to America, I was working for a company, and my vice president asked me that, okay, you have to fire Chris. So I went to HR. I said, can I have the file? I wanted to see why should I fire him. I need to know where he is going to pay the bill to fire him, what happened, what are the opportunity we have given. I got a file, has nothing on it. So I sat with him and I was trying to understand and come to that conclusion and say thank you. My vice president walked in. He was, watching me through the window. He walked in and said, Mr. Kumar, you are wasting your time and wasting Chris' time. I said, Chris, thank you very much for your service. While you're going out, collect your paycheck. And I was taken back. I was like, wow, this is what you can do here? Okay. So when COVID hit, that was running in my head, and I was working on plan B. And I would like everybody to have a plan B in that matter. Even while we are working and we are running a business, you have a fear, the franchisee who you are bringing on board, right? And employees who you bringing on board is always going to be a fear.
I have a question. So
Yes, sir.
What was the one thing that you felt like was the thing that made you smarter going forward when you crashed?
Yeah, so in the food business, you will always going to find, you pick up any brand, either Subway, McDonald's, or any of the brand which is growing right now. What they do, they go and build a centralized kitchen. And from there, they build a supply chain, right? So we had a similar opportunity as well to do that, to making sure your quality and consistency, that's the word everybody uses, right? So if you're building a centralized kitchen, you're looking at $1 million investment. And that $1 million investment going to be a burden on each location. So you are under pressure of performance that I have to open multiple locations ASAP to generate that money to support this elephant, which I'm having it here, but doesn't really solve the purpose. So what I have done in that scenario to maintain, I've gone back and I picked up some of those international cuisine and their process, and I took Indian food and basically mix and match. I changed the Indian, how you cooking it. And so we cook everything local in the store. It was a challenge that how we can do it. If we don't do it, then it's another burden, and that definitely you cannot sustain. In the business, you have to be sustainable. You have to stay on the ground. We play cricket. So in that cricket, we always say, if you are on the pitch, the run might come, may not come, but if you're not on the pitch, you are zero. Right, so you have to sustain, you have to stay in the business, making sure your operating cost is very, very low. And that's where it gives you a more room and more time, by your time to fix those corrections and becoming better. And always listening to your customer. Your customers I personally realize that the customers always come to you with well wishes. They always have a good heart and they always want you to succeed. You know, if I have seen in my case, I do get personalized email if any of my location do anything wrong. They don't go and write on the social media. They're like, okay, I really want you to succeed. Your food is great, the store looks amazing, and these are the issues which I want you to fix. So it's if you open door with customers and they come to me and say, okay, hey, your bowl is protein bowl. Why do you call butter chicken bowl? Or okay, that's great. It's another selling point. So a lot of things which you cannot bring from your side based on your education, learning, experience. But somebody like you walk in and said, okay, why don't you position this way? It helps you to increase the sales, and that's what happened in my scenario. Thank you. It was a great opportunity. I enjoyed being here. The restaurant called Bowl'd Masala, B-O-W-L-D, Bowl'd Masala. Yeah, so it's the whole idea was having a bold, and I wanted to bring as in a bowl form, and how we can, make it as a Bowl'd Masala. So we just opened recently in Pentagon City Mall. I remember when we started, we gone to the Simon, we went to the airport. I'm knocking the door everywhere I can, and they always turn me down. But once you stay in the market, you stay in the business, okay, they're watching you. Everybody's watching you, okay, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You're still there? Okay, here you go. I have a space for you.
Have you come to the
Houston, I have 3 locations right now.
Okay.
So we are in Memorial Mall, we are in Richmond, we are in the Post, one of the downtown location. Colorado, we have one in Denver. Denver downtown, we have opened 1 location. Yeah, absolutely. So my positioning for Bowl'd Masala is pretty simple. We want you to eat healthy food with a reasonable pricing. So if there isn't a McDonald's and you have a crowd and you can see people are standing, if I give you an opportunity to spend same $15 and get a healthy bowl, or either you get a burger and fries or friend, So I look at that scenario, and mostly I see from my clientels are 18 plus. And everybody after COVID, you're looking for some kind of opportunity to eat healthy. Is sometimes you don't have that opportunity. If opportunity has been brought to you, you will love to eat. If you go to the airport, I would love to have an airport where you are flying, traveling, and if you get a nice healthy food with the same reasonable price, I'm sure you will like to jump on it. Yes. So it's our whole idea that 400 square feet, we don't need a hood or anything in that scenario. Whole idea for me, it comes from, 30 years ago when I finished my college, I went to the McDonald's and asking for franchisee. And the McDonald's asked me for certain amount, I was like, wow, I can build my home kitchen for $10,000 and my mom can cook one of the best food. Why do I have to spend so much money for flipping a burger patty, right? So that's the concept, and I wanted to build for $50,000. So the idea behind is not about the money or a space. It's all about we are looking for a space where you have a crowd, you have a traffic, you have young generations. I see my kids, they used to eat pepperoni pizza. They used to love it. Now they don't eat. Now they are learning, they are understanding healthy products. They don't want to eat any more processed meal. If they do not have any veggies on the dinner, they will ask questions, and which is We don't think that way, right? But the next generation, they're definitely going to be, and they are my clientels. They are growing. They're going to pass out from the college and start working and spending money. So definitely like university, airport, service stations, all of these places are going to be our main. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.